Hello friend, welcome back to my lecture on ASP.NET database connectivity. Uh, so today I will discuss the GUI method and graphical method of ASP.NET, and you can see here, suppose we have to start any program, we have to select new website, and inside new website we have to select ASP.NET website, and then we'll write the name of the file and location also. So when we'll click on this button, OK button, then we'll move to next window, and here we can use different different tools like SQL data source tool. This is ready-made and predefined inbuilt template. By using this SQL data source, we can directly connect with the data source. So you can see here, as we have selected the SQL data source, accordingly it will display the template, this data connection, and here we can click on the new connection. As you will click on new connection, it will display add connection window, and here in this add connection window we can write the name of connection, data source name, DSN name, and we can select DSN name of Oracle, we can select DSN for the SQL and MS Access. So this time we have selected for the MS Access. So as we select the DSN name for the MS Access, then it will display this window, and in this window we have to write the name of the database. So we have selected the employee.accdb. It is database, and through browse we will come to on this employee1.accb db database, and we can this is the new window you can see here in the left side. So in this window, by pressing on browse button, we can find this employee1.accdb, which is inside the E drive, and we can select directly it, and we will press on OK button. Then we will find the name of this employee1.accdb in this window, and we are selecting the proper file name, database name, or DSN name. So we can test this connection, that we have connected perfectly with the database or not. So we will press this test connection button, and if we will press this test connection button, it will display connection succeeded if everything is okay. Otherwise it will display the error message over here, and then we can select reselect the element, and reconfigure the database connectivity. So this is the message, and this is the test connection button. This is very important button, and this is the GUI method. In previous lecture I have told you the programming method, where we are writing the programs, we are writing the HTML template, as well as we are writing the SQL or Oracle program for database connectivity. So this is the different snapshot which is taken for database connectivity. Now the connection is succeeded, means we have done the connection configuration. Now we will write the query for database connection, or for collecting data from the database. So this is also a GUI method, and accordingly we select the element, the program will automatically develop it in the background. So here, while selecting this SQL data source, inside this we have to configure this SQL data source, and inside this SQL data source we will write here the name of table. So in the first slide you have seen the database selection and the connection establishment, and now after doing the connection establishment, we can write the query. So for writing the query, we have to mention here, we have to name the table, we have to select the name of table. So it may be in the particular database which we have selected in the previous slide, a employee1.accdb. Suppose inside this database we have many tables, so we will select the employee table from the many tables, from the different tables. So this is in EMP table, and in this table we have three fields: ID, name, and address. So if we have to select all the field, then we will click on this. So it will display, this is the asterisk, so it means we have selected all the field. or suppose we are selecting only name, then we'll click on the name and we'll deselect this asterisk checkbox. So we'll select only name checkbox, and we can use where clause, order by clause, and advanced clause for the query. So so this is the query. We have not selected where, order by, or advanced query. So we have only selected this asterisk button. So this will be like that, as select asterisk from EMP. So it means we are selecting all the data from the EMP table. So as we have selected all the table, so we'll click on the next button, and then we'll find this window, and in this window we can test the query. If query is executed and it is giving some output, it means we have written here right query. So you can see the output of that query. So this is the query and this is the output, means we have selected all data. Suppose inside the EMP table we have three fields, so it is giving all three fields. So we will finish here by clicking on this finish button. So this is all about writing the query. In the first slide we are configuring the connection, and in the second query we are selecting, in the second slide we are selecting the query, and by selecting the query we can see here the output of the query by pressing the button on test query button. So uh, and on the same time we can see in default ASPX, if we will click on the default ASPX tab, then we will find the the program what we have what we have done in the previous GUI. So accordingly its program, its code will be prepared in the background. So this is the code. You can see here ASP data source ID data source 1 run at server, connection string dot colon connection string, and provider name will be there, and select command is there. This is the select command, select asterisk from EMP. So accordingly the command will be placed here in this program. So we have not prepared this program, this is automatically generated, this program is automatically generated. As we will click on button, as we will configure this connection string, and as we are configuring this query, accordingly the program will be prepared in the background. So you can see the program, this program is prepared accordingly as we have configured. And this is also the program, part of the program. This is ASP.NET program. The first half of the program is this, and the second half of the program is this. And we are displaying this into grid view. This is grid view. As we will click on the grid view, we will find there the output of the table on grid view. So you can see here, this is the output. This is the grid view, and the in program you also find the grid view and run at server, auto generate column false. So it will be automatically develop program as we select the tools, or as we select the window. So this is again the output and this is the program. तो ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये खुद का खुद बनता जा रहा है, जैसे जैसे हम सेलेक्ट करते जा रहे हैं वैसे वैसे एक प्रोग्राम हमारा ऑटोमेटिकली डेवलप हो रहा है. तो यहाँ पे भी आप देख सकते हैं इसको कि प्रोग्राम ऑटोमेटिकली डेवलप हो रहा है. तो ये हमारा यहाँ हम कॉन्फ़िगर कर रहे हैं. तो इस तरह से हमारा ये विंडो हमारी आ रही है. यहाँ पे सेलेक्ट क्वेरी भी है, ग्रिड व्यू भी है, तो हम इसको देख सकते हैं इस तरह से. सो फाइनली वी हैव दिस आउटपुट एंड the output on grid view, and we will execute the program of ASP.NET on browser. So because ASP.NET, in ASP.NET we are creating the web forms, and the web form will be executed on the browser. ये सिस्टम पे स्टैंड एलोन सिस्टम पे या को इस पे जो है ये इसका आउटपुट ना आकर के इसका आउटपुट ब्राउजर पे आएगा. ब्राउजर पे ये एग्जीक्यूट होगा और क्लाइंट साइड में एग्जीक्यूट होगा, क्योंकि ASP.NET 3 टायर या N टायर आर्किटेक्चर को सपोर्ट करता है, और वेब सर्विसेज और वेब फॉर्म्स हम इसमें क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल ऑफ different template of this ASP.NET. So you can see here the select query, update query, insert query, delete query. So by default it will display the query as you will select the statement. Suppose you have selected the query, तो इसके अकॉर्डिंग ये अपने आप बनता जाएगा। ये आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, ये क्वेरी अपने आप क्रिएट होती जाएगी। क्वेरी बिल्डर भी इसका हम बोलते हैं, तो इसकी हेल्प से हम ये सारी चीज़ें कर सकते हैं। Now you can see the other related issues of the .NET page and processing. Browser makes the HTTP request always, and web server IIS receives the request. This is IIS information server, Internet Information Server will receive the request from the browser, and IIS examine the request and route it to the appropriate engine. Accordingly, it will route the, suppose it's ASP .dll related request, then it will send to ASP.dll, and otherwise it will send to ASP.NET engine. So accordingly it will send the request, and ASP.NET engine generates the output and send back it to browser, and accordingly the server will generate the output and send back to the client. So this is the client server processing of ASP.NET. And we can use page also, page class event also, page init, page load. These events can also be used. While in the previous program we have used button underscore click event. So you can see here in the previous one we have been button one underscore click. So you can see here button one underscore click, because we have this window where we have submit button. So button one, or in case we don't have any button, or we are not using any button, then we will use page load event. So in that case it was page load event. So this is the difference, and the different page load events are page init, page load. The page init will work like constructor. Page load event, server control, page unload. Page load and its reverse is page unload. It is just like a destructor. It is just like a init, and page load is just like a constructor. So these events can be used in ASP.NET program. And this is the way, this is the view of ASP.NET. You can see here, this is the enterprise view, enterprise solution of ASP.NET. Browser send the request to the IIS, Internet Information Server, and here we have ASP.NET. And in ASP.NET we can use whole core C#.NET and VB.NET. So this is web server side programming. And we have different managed component which are also be used with the ASP.NET, and these components will connect ASP.NET with the SQL server. While in case of Java, you can see here EJB is there. So when browser connects with the server, then we have servlet or JSP code, and JSP program will execute or servlet program will execute. And EJB, in between EJB will collect the data through database connectivity and safely transfer the data to the web server, and web server then send it to browser. So this happens in case of the J2E. So this is in case of Java client. However, this is in case of ASP.NET. In case of ASP.NET, we have many .NET managed component. There are two types of the component in .NET. They are managed component as well as unmanaged component. The managed component are the API, just like API, and unmanaged are the program of C#. So this is the basic difference between the managed and unmanaged component. I have explained you in detail the difference between managed as well as in unmanaged component. So this is the client server view of .NET Enterprise Solution, and this is J2E Enterprise Solution. And browser, in browser we will have HTML or JavaScript code, and server side code is servlet and JSP. EJB is in between. However, in this case, browser side VB.NET, C#.NET, JavaScript. No, in this case, in the browser we have VB script and JavaScript, HTML, C# script. So we can use any of the scripting language with HTML, and there we have ASP.NET. And we can also differentiate PHP and ASP.NET. HTML is used in ASP.NET and PHP both, and CSS is also used in both the server-side programming. PHP template in PHP templates are used only PHP, but in ASP.NET we are using user control. Server control are used in ASP.NET but not in PHP, and JavaScript are used in PHP as well as in ASP.NET with with the validation control, and database connectivity in both PHP and ASP.NET. Cookies and session both in PHP and ASP.NET. So almost ASP.NET and PHP both languages are they are similar. PHP is open source and ASP.NET is licensed by the Microsoft. So this is the basic difference of the structure of the server side, these server side programming languages. So this way in ASP.NET it is like JSP. As in JSP we use scriptlet, and we use percentage at the rate, percentage exclamation sign. Same way we can use here also. So percentage is simply for the processing. So all the processing statement will be written in percentage. So you can see here, rather than writing five different time this font statement means welcome to ASP.NET, we are displaying in different five font. So we are writing 5 times. So rather than writing 5 times, we can use for loop in ASP.NET ASP, and this way we can write the program. So percentage for I equals to 3 and I less than 7, I equals to I plus 1 means I plus plus, and curly bracket, then percentage is closed. Then we have written here font, and inside the font we have written here percentage I. Every time I will be changed. So for in the first round I will be 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, up to 6, up to less than 7 we are running this line. So up to 6 we are running this line. Welcome to ASP.NET, and we are closing it with slash font, and BR type we are choosing, and then we are closing the curly bracket. So like JSP we have this ASP.NET. So thank you very much for listening this lecture. This is the method of ASP.NET database connectivity using GUI, and in next lecture I will discuss about web services. So thank you very much guys for listening this lecture, and please do subscribe my lecture and share, and don't forget to press bell icon of this video channel.